International travel is exciting. Figuring out how to pay for it is less so. It can entail a confusing labyrinth of fees, including everything from ATM fees, to currency exchange fees, to credit card foreign transaction fees. Luckily, I know all about these fees, how best to avoid them, and let me break down the best overall ways to pay when heading abroad. Now, in general, the best ways to pay when traveling internationally is with a credit card. But not just any credit card, in particular one that doesn't charge foreign transaction fees. Additionally, credit cards come with baked-in protections that you just don't get with cash, and often not even with debit cards. Under the Fair Credit Billing Act, your maximum liability for fraudulent credit card transactions is just $50. If you report your credit card lost or stolen before any fraudulent transactions occur, your liability becomes $0. Many credit cards promise zero liability for all fraudulent transactions. But that's not the only reason to pay with the right credit card, which brings me to those foreign transaction fees we talked about earlier. When you swipe a debit or credit card in another country, you're typically charged a fee to change your currency, often around 3% of the purchase price or the amount you've withdrawn. But a growing number of cards don't charge these fees. NerdWallet has extensively analyzed the best credit cards that also don't charge foreign transaction fees to help determine the best one for you. If you don't already have one, consider applying before your trip. Many of these no foreign transaction fee cards also don't even have annual fees. But then there's another consideration you have to make when you pay with a credit card. As you're buying something with your card, the merchant might ask, do you want to pay in US dollars or do you want to pay in the local currency? US dollars might seem like the obvious choice, but it's not. If you opt to pay with your credit card, but in US dollars versus the local currency, there will be a currency exchange fee. While it might feel good knowing what your purchase cost in the currency you're familiar with is, know that you're actually paying slightly more than had you opted to pay in the local currency. Now, there are some countries out there that are practically cashless, but other countries prefer cash. You might also just need cash for those small expenses like tipping the bellhop or tipping your tour guide. Given that, you'll likely want to have cash on hand. So, where do you go to get cash in the local currency? My best advice is to exchange currencies before you go. To get the best currency exchange rates, you'll want to change money before you leave the country. Most banks make this easy by offering currency exchange to their customers. You may be able to order currency at a branch location or by phone, or sometimes you can even have it done online and then delivered to your home or be ready to pick up at a branch. Some banks even allow you to pick up your funds as soon as the next day. Otherwise, delivery tends to be pretty quick regardless, and some even offer overnight shipping, albeit for an extra cost. Now, there are some costs and limitations when you go this route to know about. For example, Citi charges a small service fee for transactions. Those are transactions under $1,000, though they do waive it for clients with certain premium bank accounts. Similarly, Bank of America charges for shipping, though Bank of America charges shipping fees for certain clients, again with premium bank accounts. Then you'll need to find an in-network ATM abroad. This is for people who need additional cash once they've arrived. In that case, your best bet is to head to an ATM. Major banks usually have branches abroad or partner with other banks to create what's called a network. Those ATMs allow you to avoid what are called out-of-network ATM fees, so check with your bank to find what those in-network ATMs are. If you end up using a non-network ATM, you'll owe additional ATM fees, which vary but usually run about $5 per transaction. Of course, if all else fails, offer to pay in US dollars. In fact, some merchants or individuals accepting tips might prefer it in certain countries. You might even find that some vendors are willing to give you a better deal if you pay in US dollars. Now, whatever you do, avoid the airport currency exchanges. They usually have exorbitant exchange rates and sometimes also hidden fees. It's not uncommon to see premiums hovering around 14% purely for the privilege of converting your money from one currency to another at airports. NerdWallet even found some premiums exceeding 17%. Some also charge additional fees on top of the poor exchange rate. In short, the best way to pay internationally is with a no foreign transaction fee credit card, assuming you opt to pay in the local currency. For cash, order bills ahead of time from your bank. If you forgot to do that before jetting off, or you just need more cash on your trip, turn to an in-network ATM. And if all else fails, try paying in cash dollars. I'm Sally French, a credit cards expert at NerdWallet, and now I want to know from you, how do you prefer to pay when traveling abroad? Share in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful and you want more videos like this from me, please give this video a like and subscribe.